Marriage was a battlefield disguised as tradition. No one called it war, but every woman knew the rules. Bend before you break. Smile while bleeding. Endure until silence becomes second nature. A wife was expected to shrink so her husband could feel tall. Nkiru entered marriage already warned. On her wedding morning, an elderly aunt pulled her aside, her voice heavy with inherited fear. "Your husband is your crown," she said. "Never challenge him. Peace lives in obedience." Nkiru nodded, dressed in white, not knowing she was stepping onto a field where surrender was mistaken for love. Chimaobi changed the moment the bride price was paid. The man who once listened began to command. His voice sharpened, his patience thinned. Marriage, it seemed, had given him permission to rule. The first battle came when she asked a simple question. "Why are you coming home so late?" She asked one night, concern soft in her voice. Chimaobi dropped his back slowly, eyes dark. "Are you interrogating me?" "I was worried." "Worry is not your job," he said. "Respect is." That night, silence punished her more cruelly than blows. By morning, she apologized for curiosity. Her submission did not bring peace. It only invited more war. When she returned late from work one evening, he accused her of neglect. "So now you want to behave like a man," he spat. "I want to grow," she replied. That word grow angered him. "You're becoming too daring," Chimaobi said. "I will not raise a rebellious wife." Arguments followed like storms. He used culture as a weapon. She used reason as a shield. Every disagreement ended with her being told she was too loud, too educated, too much. The most brutal battle was fought before witnesses. At a family gathering, Nkiru corrected a small detail in the story Chimaobi told. Her voice was calm. His reaction was explosive. "Have you forgotten you are a woman?" he snapped. Later, laughter followed. Approval. The sound of tradition approaching cruelty. This time she did not bow. "I am your wife, not your servant," she said. "Respect is not rebellion." That night, his anger was violent with words. "I will humble you," he said. "I will break this pride." But pride was not what he saw in her eyes. It was clarity. When Nkiru announced she would return to school, Chimaobi summoned elders. They surrounded her with warnings. "A woman who disobeys her husband loses everything." Her response was quiet but firm. "I have already lost myself." The marriage did not survive her awakening. When she left with nothing but her certificate, a small bag, and a heart still trembling, but free. Freedom was not gentle. She struggled. She worked relentlessly. She took courses that night, saved aggressively, and turned her skills into income. Slowly, painfully, she built financial independence. What Chimaobi tried to suppress became her weapon. Opportunity followed discipline. Her foreign scholarship came, then a job offer. The day she boarded a plane out of the country, she cried, not from fear, but from the weight of chains finally lifted. As the aircraft rose, so did her life. Abroad, Nkiru flourished. She earned in currencies once whispered about in awe. She traveled, cities, cultures, conferences, each stamp in her passport, a reminder that her world had never been small. It had only been contained. She met him quietly, not in a rush, not in desperation. He listened. He did not compete with her voice. He admired her strength without feeling threatened by it. When she spoke, he leaned in, not away. For the first time, love felt safe. When he asked her to marry him, there was no lecture about submission, no fear disguised as tradition, only partnership. On her wedding day, she stood taller than she ever had before, not because she was defiant, but because she was whole. She morbid her success from whispers, from stories that traveled faster than apologies. He called her stubborn. History called her victorious. Nkiru did not destroy culture. She outgrew the parts that tried to bury her. She survived the war. She won her freedom. She found love that did not require silence. And in so doing, she became proof that a woman who refuses to bow does not lose everything. She gains the world.